What's up? How you doing?
Hey.
Cool. Yeah.
Good to see everybody.
Here with Jake Silberman, the man, the myth, the legend.
Yeah.
We're outnumbered Jews the goys right now. We've got more Jews in the room.
Thank God.
Oh, you counting me?
Yeah, you
Nice,
count.
dude. Hell yeah, dude.
He's a sneaky Jew.
Matrilineal Jew, matrilineal here, I'm in, but
you're
not
in,
proud
dude.
of it,
Yeah. He's scared about it.
No,
Bring
no.
it up.
It's in the breast milk.
Yeah, for sure.
That's how they get you.
Yeah, this household is very like, if you're like, yeah, how do Jews live? It's like, well, there's 15 snakes in one of the rooms. There's a giant hellhound around here.
Yeah.
For some reason, it
Noah's
smells
Ark
like
up in
India.
this bitch. Huh?
Yeah, dude.
It's you should be the one with all the animals if we were going biblical.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. No, it is. This is yeah. Ben could definitely Jew this up. You could make this place more Jewish, I think.
Yeah? Make it bigger and in a blacker neighborhood. Displace a family.
You should do that, yeah.
Yeah, you guys are
Start
doing better
charging-
than I thought you would, I'll be honest.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's
Like, you guys are
going
doing pretty
weirdly
well
good.
here,
I
yeah.
thought it was going to be way harder. That first year sucked. I still don't have health insurance. My teeth are going to fall out, but it's not bad.
We're coming out of the first year suck, I feel.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like I barely do comedy anymore, but this is something.
You guys are going to do comedy.
You got snakes, though, dude.
I got snakes.
What do you need comedy for if you have a bunch of
What do you
fucking
need comedy
snakes,
for when your
dude?
life is a joke?
I will say, finding out that the snakes were your get-rich-quick scheme was like the because I was like, having snakes enough, I'm like, I
He
can
called it
accept
a
that.
side hustle, which is odd. I think that's crazy. You're like, that's a little side hustle. Tons of snakes. Now, do the snakes get like they don't have any space in those little pull-out drawers.
They have more space than you'd think. Like, they have ground.
They got it good in there.
Yeah.
They got it good, damn it.
I mean, it depends on the species of snake, too.
Right.
There's,
Okay.
like, the ones that are in the drawers are ball pythons that in the wild, they just find a little burrow and literally stay in one spot for, like, they just, like, little dark confined spaces.
Oh, okay.
You know what's really funny? This is the third time I've heard you run it down exactly like this because you've had to explain to so many people.
It is. It's not a great look when you just open up.
Do you have a lady in your life?
Huh?
Do you have a woman?
No, they keep finding out about the
I was about to
snakes.
say, like, dude, if I was a lady and I was about to fuck you and then I found out there were 15 snakes in that room, I would have to leave.
How about this, though?
I guess some of them probably do
How
like
about
it.
this,
That's how
though?
he gets
I
ladies
still
with
do
tattoos.
okay. And
Yeah.
what does that tell you?
Women have no standards.
Yeah.
Well,
Also-
not if you're a tall, hot guy. You know, like
Maybe the dick is that good that it can overcome 8 snakes being in the room. That's like my Rock Lee ankle weights.
yeah.
For
Yeah.
getting pussy.
Yeah.
When I sell the snakes one day, I'm gonna be
That's
Dan
true.
Bilzerian.
Yeah. Just,
When
yeah.
you
I've been
have
training for this.
when you have snake money and not just snakes.
Yeah.
Right.
No, you guys laugh at me now.
No. I've been.
Laugh at me now.
Ben, I've never in my life known how to make money in it, so I
Quince-
fully believe in you.
Sorry, I
But
thought
she's okay.
I thought she was gonna unplug everything.
It wouldn't.
Come here.
It's battery powered. It's all good. No, I listen, man. I completely believe in your ability
Yeah,
to
we
like.
approve, man. we want to see you win, dude.
Yeah.
we need you to see you win, bro.
Yeah. I just think I need something I'm autistic enough about to care, because I have a hard time giving a shit. But with animals and snakes, there's enough of a
For sure.
borderline disorder that I.
Okay, you're in the snake world. Have you seen this video online that's like, I don't know, it must be from like a TV show or maybe it's from just like body footage from
Wait, is it the Florida guy?
who's like,
Yeah, and they're like,
no!
Yeah.
What is that video?
And then wait, is it the one where they go?
He's like, hey, dude, we killed the snake.
Oh no, that one's
I
fucked
have
up.
seen that one. Where
Right.
They kill the $100,000.
Yeah,
psycho.
what
They
is
kill
that
all the
though? Is it just a
babies.
cop
So that was
raid or
I-
what the fuck
I can-
happened?
I can tell you what happened.
Yeah, I
That
knew
was-
you could tell me what happened. You're my guy on this shit,
Dude, I got a little don't tread on me after that video. I was
of
ready to
course.
get my Floyd
Well, it
card.
did seem, just as an average viewer doesn't know anything about snakes, it seems like, wow, why did they kill this snake?
There isn't more. Like it is. So it's Florida Fish and Wildlife, which is kind of like the Gestapo for exotic pet keepers because
Yeah, here we go.
because
Here
there's.
we go. Yes.
I think
Yeah,
it-
they are like Nazis down there.
Hey, if Nancy Pelosi can do it, I can do it. all right.
dude.
But there's a huge problem in Florida with invasive species.
Right.
There's a ton of reptile keepers in Florida who have been irresponsible and released things like into the Everglades, which is a perfect environment for most tropical reptiles. So the Everglades is full of like Burmese pythons and
they shouldn't be there.
chameleons and iguanas that shouldn't be there
Yeah.
and are taking over.
Yeah.
So because of that, Florida Fish and Wildlife has cracked down a bunch. And so what happened was they sent a couple of their goons to this guy's place because he had some species he wasn't supposed to have. So he wasn't completely in the clear. Like he had certain species that it was illegal for him to own in Florida.
All right.
But the guys couldn't differentiate between species. So and they
But did he just start? I feel
so
like
they started euthanizing his pets.
without him there. Why didn't he be like,
he
hey,
wasn't
these-
in the room when they did it. So I think they were supposed to come and like euthanize the one snake he wasn't allowed to have.
Right.
Right.
And then he's out of the room, and the guy killed a boa constrictor, which is one of the ones I have, that was pregnant.
and legal to have?
Legal to have, pregnant, full of like babies. They're really hard to breed too.
Whoa, dude.
And they shot it in the back of the head with a nail gun.
Oh,
What?
That's
Yeah,
the
how
official procedure.
That's how they do it. Yeah.
You said euthanize like
Yeah,
they
that
gave it
sounds
a
like
shot.
an injection.
I
Just
said
dome
Gestapo.
it. That's like the Wire.
Yeah. I said that. It was
Have
literally
you
like
guys
the
noticed-
opening scene in Inglourious Basterds.
These
Yeah.
guys
Are
are
there
like
snakes under your floorboards, perhaps?
these are jack thugs, dude. What the fuck, man?
Yeah.
Have you guys noticed that when Ben starts talking about snakes, he stops blinking?
Is this
for
it is
whole
the most
time?
lucid I've ever seen you,
Yeah.
by the
Yeah.
way. Like I'm like, yeah, Ben, he's like sort of a little bit of a space case. No, you had perfect recall with that snake story, dude.
Snakes are my limitless drug.
Damn.
I start seeing numbers floating around my head.
Yeah, I see that snake video like once every 3 months because the guy loses his shit.
I would lose my shit.
He
dude.
loses his shit.
It's the same thing as like if cops come and kill your dog. Like
Right.
I think those are the things where I would be so
Yeah.
just.
You would do suicide by cop then.
That would radicalize me in
Yeah.
a very dark way.
Yeah,
If
yeah.
someone if a like a governmental body came and murdered one of my pets on my property,
Yeah, that's insane.
I would
That is
join
insane.
ISIS.
Yeah.
probably.
Yeah. Allahu Akbar, baby. Fuck them. They gotta go.
Yeah.
They gotta go.
Dude.
Suicide vest, bro.
Killed the wrong snake
yeah,
today.
yeah.
Oh my god.
Damn.
dude.
All right. Well, thank you for that clarification. I was always
Yeah.
wondering what happened.
Let me know if you have any other questions.
Yeah. Well, wait. What's the other snake video? You were like,
Well, the one I was thinking about, this is a classic one of
The guy's getting
it's like
bit?
it's like a Florida Cops episode, and they go to this guy's house, and he's like a total like white trash tweaker kind of guy.
Yeah.
and he's just got tons of snakes in there. Like he's got just cabinets with piles of snakes.
oh, they're not like
but he's
locked up.
well, they are, but not. They're like kept together. It's
Oh,
just very
yeah.
like trailer park. But you could tell he loves them. Like he's on something.
Hey, brother. He loves snakes.
But it's one of my favorite videos because it's like the cops are like, one of them's a black guy who's like afraid of snakes,
Oh,
and
yeah.
so they're going to the house, and it's like a Reno 911 episode,
Yeah.
and the guy's like the cop is terrified, and
Yeah,
he's like
dude,
staying
what the
far back,
fuck?
and he's showing them all the snakes, and then they get to like this closet further out in his house, and he's like, now there's a big one in there, and then the cop's like, they're walking up to the door, and the cop's like, wait, you mean it's in there, and the guy turns to him and he goes, I hope. It's one of the funniest like internet. And I watch that one like every few months.
Oh,
That's
fuck
awesome,
yeah.
dude.
Damn. Yeah. Well, that's good, man. You really found your passion. You really found your passion out here
Yeah.
in Chicago.
I would be pissed if the cops flashbanged my snakes, dude.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know what to do, man.
They flashbanged him, just tear gassed him.
Yeah, if they tear gas my would snakes even snakes probably would. They probably roll tear gas.
Dude, they're hardy as fuck. They're like impossible to kill. I mean,
they
not
ever get
impossible.
out?
A nail gun will do it, huh?
Do they ever get out?
They used to when I first.
Damn, dude, that would piss me off, bro. If I was
Yeah.
like, you were like, hey, bro, the snakes are out.
Yeah. When
I
I,
would be fucking livid. I'd be like, all right, dude.
yeah.
We got to make some changes in this house.
When I first got them, before I had like my super
Your system?
professional
Yeah.
setup,
You got a little system going on in there.
But I had like basically Tupperware for most of them, and then like the boas were getting bigger.
Would pop.
Yeah, they'd pop the top off.
My
so I would
God.
like find them, but they wouldn't like go far. They'd just be curled up somewhere in my room, like chilling.
Great. Somewhere. Dude.
But they haven't gotten out in years.
Right.
So yeah.
So have you had them for that?
hope.
We already talked about these snakes on like the first episode, but I can't believe I'm still learning new things.
We're
about
gonna
them.
have to talk about them with every new person we have on the. Because people can't wrap their head around.
When they have their babies, which you've been hyping up to me for like a year at this point.
I also feel like I have to justify it. There's some part of me that feels like I have to justify it when I tell people that because the reality is that I'm just weird and I like having a bunch of snakes and
right
stuff.
So you're not maybe going
But
to
I am
them.
going. No, I am. I've put too much money in it now to not trying.
Yeah, how much
Here's
how
the
much
thing, I
money
didn't-
have you sunk into the
I gotta
snake
get back into
project?
black on the snakes, dude. This is not good.
I didn't just buy snakes. I invested in snakes.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So
This is
you
your
know,
Bitcoin.
This is my Bitcoin
How
exactly.
much does each snake cost? It's like what, $500-$600?
What?
It varies. I mean, the most I've spent on one right now, I think, is like 800.
What?
Wait, and do they ship it or where do you pick it up?
Yeah, they ship it.
They're allowed to ship snakes through the mail?
priority overnight.
They put
FedEx,
them
baby.
in a little cup, and
And-
they send them with like dry ice.
No.
Wait, does the post guy know like, yo, I'm delivering a snake? Do
Well,
they
you-
tell the motherfucker like, yo, there's a snake in here?
They send it to a FedEx shipping hub, so it's like in a temp controlled. Because you don't want it getting stuck in like a FedEx truck in the
course.
heat.
Yeah.
So they send it to and then you go pick it up at the hub.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then there's always some like black lady who's like, "Ooh, what's in here?" And I always go, "Yeah, I don't know."
And you're like, it's a snake, bitch. It's a damn snake.
Do all the eggs when the snakes they lay eggs, right?
It depends on the species.
So are some snakes like doing live births? Like
Yeah. So I have boa constrictors and ball pythons. The boas give live birth, and the ball pythons lay eggs.
that's got to be crazy. Are all the eggs fertilized?
Not always. If they're not fertilized, then it's called a slug.
Can you
So I've seen those ones. I know the slug.
Yeah.
Yeah. They
Yeah.
come out like wet and brown.
can
Yeah.
you eat the egg?
Huh?
Can you eat the unfertilized
you
snake
can.
egg? No, I'm just asking. Somebody somewhere has to eat these fucking eggs, dude.
Yeah.
They have Patreon stuff.
We're trying to promote
Let's
Jake's
make
special.
sure.
I feel like we.
Wow, hey, we're gonna.
I don't
Oh,
want to.
I don't care about the special, baby.
yeah.
Yeah,
Your
yeah, I have a special out. Go watch it. There we go. We promoted it.
I
Yeah.
was gonna segue into that. I watched it. Well, I watched it once. I listened to it. I love that special. I thought it was so funny.
Oh, thanks,
I really
man.
enjoyed it.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm glad it's out there. People seem to be liking it, and it's not going to do anything for my career, but I did do one, so I guess I can say that now.
Yeah.
Yeah. It moved. I still have to perform for 16 people at the Mall of America.
Yeah. You got the poison out.
Yeah, I got it out.
Yeah.
How are those shows at Helium? Do you like do well when you go back and headline Helium?
Yeah, and those were opening for Nick Mullen, so those were like the
cool.
best, easiest crowd to do a special for.
Oh,
I
so is that
remember
Do the
you
full
filmed.
hour?
I featured.
before-
Well, the special is only 32
Yeah.
minutes or
Oh,
something,
okay,
and so
cool.
I just I just kind of had the set that I was running, and I just did it for his crowd. I did headline a Sunday, but like, dude, he had like 5 sold out shows, and like I think I had like 110 people. So it's like the audio for his shows were just gonna rip way harder. So
cool.
I just
Oh,
used
yeah.
the footage from his.
You've been opening him for a while though, because I remember when you opened from the first time that he came.
Yeah, right before I left. It was
He
like the
shouted
week
you out
before.
on Cumtown, right?
Yeah, I
remember
think
that.
so, or the Friedland show. Yeah.
And Twitter.
Yeah. I got some followers from Twitter. I got some weird followers from Twitter off that.
Oh, sure.
Oh my god! I started looking at those guys, and you're like, Jesus Christ, dude.
Yeah, those are your people.
Yeah, they are.
Those your
There's some boys out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's cool you got some of those bits like immortalized because we were talking about your Elon.
The Elon Musk bit is, like,
and,
burned into my
like,
brain.
It's great.
It's crazy how I wrote that a few years ago, and it's crazy how like his stock has only he's
yeah.
part of the government now.
Yeah,
Like what the I have a bit about a government official. Like that's kind of weird that he's.
Is that the one where you're like, why is he measuring it in boys?
Yeah.
yeah, dude.
But it's like, yeah, it's crazy. He's just like in the, because I don't know. I think I wrote that he was kind of like a sideshow character, and now he's like
weird.
one of the main guys that we have to learn about in the media every day.
I don't know how long that'll last. I got a feling he's
Yeah,
not
I
gonna
feel like they're
survive.
gonna run into some. I think all these cabinet positions are gonna last like 6 months.
Well, that's what happened the first time. Omarosa was on his cabinet the first time for like a
Steve
week.
Bannon.
Yeah, Steve. The whole thing was like, oh, Steve Bannon's gonna. Quincy, are you good, dude? You're not getting this anywhere else, dude. Only on Trophy
on this.
Wives.
Dog flips, dude.
Everybody was like, Steve Bannon's the one who's really in control. No, he was gone in like a month, dude. Yeah.
Well, I was talking about this on stage last night, but it's like, so he it was like, yo, Matt Gaetz, he's about to be the AG.
Yeah.
And then everybody's like, well, he was like a pedophile.
Yeah.
And so he had to step down. But isn't that crazy? Like, if you, if you were like, yo, my boy, this dude should get a job here, at like a bar or something that you worked at. And then they're like, well, we just looked it up and he's a pedophile. And you'd be like, it's cool, man. Like, what the fuck? Like, what? He did a little bit of pedophilia. He's still going to be a great worker. And like, yeah, we're not about to hire him, dude.
Yeah.
But like in this government, Trump gets to do that. He gets to be like, hey, I want this pedophile to be one of the most powerful men in the country. And then people are like, nah, dude, we can't have that. And so we just have to be, he's going to just be like, All right, well, that's cool. I got another guy now. Like, it's weird that you can. No other job would be like, oh, okay, the guy who tried to get a pedophile out here, we're not gonna let that dude. No more Rex from this guy.
He can actually do whatever.
He can do what the fuck he wants, dude.
He's the president of the United States.
What I like that the way it seems like he does his like background checks on people is to just pick them.
Yeah.
And then let everyone else like do the digging.
Suss it out.
Yeah, and then he's like, all right, I fucked up. Let me try again. You know?
Yeah,
He's like, dude, there can't be more than one pedophile who wants to be in the government.
Yeah.
You know?
What are the chances?
What are the chances that more than one guy wants to be in the government who's been a pedophile?
Yeah.
Yeah. It
Probably.
seems like basically if you had a TV show at some point in the last 5 years, you could get on the government. Like you had Dr. Oz.
Yes.
Dr. Oz is like running Medicaid.
Yep.
Oh, that's crazy, dude.
It's hella crazy. I'm on Medicaid, bro. I don't want that fucker in there.
That's why we started this podcast. We're trying to be politicians someday. So
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
you got to
Yeah.
start in the entertainment industry.
Yeah. Yeah. How many politicians vape, do you think? Vaping
Definitely
Zyn?
Gates.
Have you seen,
Definitely Gates.
Are they
people
vaping?
vape in the fucking courtroom?
Definitely.
Really?
Yeah,
They're
dude,
vaping,
I've
they're-
seen, like,
They
old
just
dudes
kind of
vape.
hit it on the slide.
And they
Yeah,
put
dude,
Zyn
they
in.
got
Everybody's like
money.
doing like dip and Zyn now in Congress.
Yeah,
Damn.
It's kind of nice, honestly.
Zyn for a second, not anymore because they took a liberal stance on.
Oh,
something,
is there?
so
There's a new
Tucker Carlson-
conservative Zyn. Yeah.
Yeah, well,
There's
no,
a
Tucker
wait,
Carlson. is
Zins have been
starting his own-
politicized?
Yes.
Yeah, dude.
Fuck
Zins
this country,
were-
dude. I thought couldn't there be something to unify everybody?
Dude, Zins were
Wait,
like
what
a
did Zyn
big-
do?
It's called
I don't even
Democratic
know what they
ice.
did. I think so. Tucker Carlson, like he was Tucker Carlson for a second. Everybody, like he would go on like Theo Von's
Dude,
podcast
they-
and like stick 4 of them in his mouth at the same time.
Did you see the
and-
giant Zyn? They brought him a giant Zyn, like carrying
Oh
a
wait,
helicopter.
I did not know that there was a point in history where he was like known as a Zyn guy.
He was a Zyn guy, yeah.
He was
That's when
talking
Noah
about
started
how it's
turning.
yeah, dude, that's why I started.
Yeah.
But he fucking he would talk about how like it gets his dick hard and like
Wait,
raises
what?
his
How did I miss this
testosterone
shit?
levels and shit.
I thought he
Yeah.
was like a family guy.
No,
No.
he's cool. Tucker is kind of cool, honestly. Like
kinda dope,
he's
dude.
like, yeah, I used to do fucking mushrooms, go see the Grateful Dead. Like he's
He talks about like doing blow in college and he also like he's got like weirdly understanding views about like young people turning into communists. He's like, yeah, we suck. Like
Yeah.
everything. Like he's kind of like an interesting dude.
Oh,
He's
man.
not like
Did you
trying to make a career move and just talking.
he also just did you see his on Halloween he released this like long video about where he like confessed that he got like raped by a demon in bed. It's great. It's
Oh,
compelling
dude,
stuff.
how the fuck have I missed? I gotta do a little deep dive.
Tucker
Wait, so
is,
okay, but he's not cool.
no, he's not. He's cooler
You guys are making
than,
him sound like he's like a fun guy. This guy's a fucking dweeb. dude.
He's a dweeb.
dork, but he also like shoots M16s in the desert with like 6 milligrams ins and like just packing pillows and stuff. But
Is that what it's? Wait, hold on. Is that what it's called? Do I
Yeah,
need to
dude,
know this
packing
terminology?
pillows,
Packing
lip
pillows.
Packing pillows.
God
fucking rip
damn,
them.
I'm so old.
Yeah, upper deckers. He just does it. But no, he's like what happened was like Marjorie Taylor Greene was like in
She's
press
not cool.
conferences.
No, she sucks.
But she's funny to watch.
Oh,
I
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
watching her. And she was in they held like something about like trying to regulate Zyns, but because honestly they're totally unregulated. They just like every
Yeah, you don't look good right now, bro.
I know.
You look rough, dog.
Yeah, dude.
You look all you fucked up.
Every can I buy tastes completely differently.
Deregulate.
They haven't hit their Big Mac status where they make it the same no matter where you're at.
I swear to God, I'll put one.
Some
in
dude's like,
and
no,
I don't
my
even
recipe's
feel
a
it.
little different, dude. We're putting a little different spice in
Yeah,
here on the
Yeah.
Zyn.
Oh, it's
They're putting
Carlos on
chili
Tuesdays.
Dude, but fucking Taylor Greene was like throwing like a big fit and like a thing trying to like make sure the government stayed out of Zen, talking about how Zenning is like the most American thing you can do.
Bro, I thought I was like kind of up to date on politics, but like this just sounds like an
this is
alternate
old
reality
stuff,
that I have not been a part
Yeah,
of.
this is. But
So there was a congressional hearing about Zyn.
About
Yes.
Zens, and Republicans were super pro Zen and wanted to keep the government out of them. And then
Wait, isn't it a regulated product? Like I don't even understand. Like
it is, but it was. I mean, it's new. so now it's more regulated.
Oh, okay.
Get all this stuff.
This was the wild, wild west of Zyn.
The government,
Okay.
they want to kill your snakes, take your Zyn.
But Zyn, like a few months ago, like distanced themselves from right-wing politics. And Tucker Carlson was like,
it's the Bud Light mistake.
Zyn, you're basically a woman. And he's like,
But
I'm gonna
he
make
used to
my
Zyn.
own. I know. But
He's
he
like, I'm a
stopped.
snooze
He
guy
quit
now.
Zinning, and that's an actual statement from Tucker Carlson. Zins are for girls. If you Zyn, you're basically.
So
a
what's
woman.
the mega Zyn?
Yeah, dude.
He's been promoting it. It's got a fucking.
Well, now does he have a hand? Is he making money off this?
Definitely, he's got a
Sure,
sponsorship
yeah.
deal.
Oh, okay.
For sure.
Or no, I think it was because he wanted Zyn to sponsor him, and they wouldn't do it because they didn't want to politicize.
Ah, so
themselves.
he's burned.
Talking to your mic.
Oh yeah, I'm talking away from it, but yeah, he wanted to be sponsored by Zen. They wouldn't do it because they don't want to back politicians, and so he,
Yeah, of course. Like what?
Yeah.
Like you don't want to divide your audience.
no, but
You like
also
everybody.
wouldn't have
Everybody's
backed
Zins. So why? Michael Jordan. Republicans buy sneakers. You don't want to fucking be the.
for real.
They should do that with like Blue Chew. I feel like that would be a good move.
If they made what Blue Chew conservative?
Yeah.
Conservative Blue Chew could be Red Chew, right?
Outbreed the enemy. Yeah. The red pill.
No, the black pill. Dude, you gotta black pill your
Black
dick.
pill,
Like,
yeah,
I hate every pussy that this dick could even be around.
dude. Have you ever wanted a black dick? Try the black pill.
I feel like that is like that is the one he's like, hey, if you do Blue Chew, you're a girl because pussy doesn't make you hard anymore.
Do you think in the future they're going to have a pill where you can take it and it won't just give you a boner, but it'll give you a black, like an African-American penis?
I don't.
I actually do not believe that at all.
No,
But
I'm
good
just
idea.
saying in
You
the
think
future.
in the future they can change your dick?
I think there's a market for it. That's all.
Oh,
I'm
there's
saying.
clearly a market for
Yeah.
it. Yes, every white guy is the market.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
There's a disclaimer
No,
on it
it's not-
that your
no, I
balls
don't-
stay white.
Yeah, white balls.
yeah.
Your
black
balls
cock.
stay white, yeah.
I don't buy into regressive sexual myths about black
Shut the
genitals, but
fuck up.
it's fine if that's what you guys want to do. Blue Chew that's a liberal pill though. That's the pill of the hedonist. Blue
It's like-
Chew
I've
is like
heard it's awesome. I've heard
when
it's
you're
cool.
on when you're on Molly, it's like it's incredible. All the problems are
Yeah, Nick used to do Molly and have orgies in
Well-
California.
Oh, nice. You an orgy guy?
No, not an orgy guy. But I would do Molly and have insane sex with very questionable women. We'll put it like that.
What type? Like, why questionable?
Just like not women that you would want to be in a long-term relationship with.
Yeah,
Morally
dude.
bankrupt.
We all have a track record of
I like
that.
to say Nick's early adult life was like a Succession character if they were poor.
It was bad. It was.
Oh, you were just like.
I was
Yeah.
having like chem sex. I was in crack houses buying. It was not.
Were you like an addict? Or you were just a party guy?
Here's the thing, probably. I don't do anything now. I had never been to like NA or AA or any of that stuff. I just kind of stopped.
Yeah.
But when I do, I would buy drugs and I would
Wait, what type of drugs?
I would do a fucking Molly, a lot
Okay.
of
Molly's fine.
now when you do a whole gram,
Oh, you were just like ODing on it almost.
I was like ODing on drugs. I would do like 6 hits of acid, like strong acid,
and
like
then fuck some girl.
yeah,
Some
sometimes.
Baltimore girl. I'm getting fucked by the water. I'm getting fucked by this guy in the water, dude. This is crazy.
Yeah, that would, on the
It's
cobblestone
just Chris
streets.
Hudson.
It is.
Oh shit, I'm getting fucked by Chris Hudson.
It's crazy to think about like East Coast dudes having like mind-opening psychedelic
Yeah, it's
experience.
so
right?
funny. A guy from
Oh,
Baltimore
fuck.
being like, "Holy shit, my pineal gland is fucking frying right now."
Hey, you guys ever think about just quitting your fucking job and walking
well,
into
that's-
the woods?
Sure, that's Boston, but
It's all the same.
It's been crazy getting to know Nick better because he seems like a very normal guy, but he used to get like spinal taps for money.
Oh, yeah,
And,
yeah, yeah. I did like a-
Spinal tap. What is those again?
Well, when I was really poor, I would do medical studies, and so I was living in my car also, and to get out of to pull myself up on my
Yeah,
bootstraps.
but I was living in my car by like choice, bro. You had a different. I don't want to claim this. It would be like stolen valor. What I did and what you did are the same. I was like, I want to tour the world and do comedy. You were like, I'm sucking dick for fucking Molly. I mean,
It's like Coast Guard and Marine Corps.
yeah, we were not the same.
I was
I don't want to.
I was touring Culver City.
Yeah.
You're on the
Damn.
front lines of poverty.
So I would do like medical studies, and the first one I did for like I was like close to $11,000 was we were testing like anti-schizophrenia medicine. This was at
You were in
Are
MK
you
Ultra.
schizophrenic?
No, but well, ideally you wouldn't be to test the medicine. So like they're testing for side effects. So like you take it if you're like a healthy volunteer.
Okay.
This was in like Glendale at Parexel was the research center, and so then to read to get a read on like how much of it is in your system or something, they have to like do a spinal tap on you where they take this giant needle and like put it in your like it's like what women get when they're giving birth, like epidurals.
Yeah.
And they did that to me like 4 times, and it's really bad because it leaves this hole in your spine that you're like the fluid that encases your brain,
right,
that stops your brain from hitting your skull, which really hurts, starts to like leak out of your like just like into your legs.
You were never like, yo, maybe I should get a job at McDonald's or something. Like,
this is like that's
you
the,
make so much money.
That's literally the backstory to the evil ape in Planet of the Apes.
Is that what how he
you're
gets,
Koba?
Nice, dude.
That was enough to
need
villainize.
Now you need to raise an army of Molly addicted dirtbags.
Also, but you guys, if you'd been born like a few decades earlier, would have totally been MK Ultra.
I'm sure I MK Ultra'd myself, dude. I have ruined my mind. I believe every conspiracy that I read.
Yeah.
I'm an idiot.
I'm good, yeah.
I did get it. I did get a job. Eventually, like the medical study became like kind of like it's an untenable hustle. Your body starts to like break down pretty quick.
Bro.
It's not like
you're
snakes.
the lab rat.
Definitely.
You're a human lab rat.
But you can make like $70,000 in a year and only like
and flashed around to these toothless women you were fucking in a car. You're like,
well, yeah.
Wow, that's cool, man.
Just flashing.
How many years were you doing this shit where you were like living rough?
2, I think.
2 years? Okay.
years.
So
And
it's
then-
not like crazy amount of time.
Yeah, and then the pandemic hit and I got my stimmy. You know, I was just living.
That got you out of poverty.
Well, the unemployment. Dude.
Oh, hell yeah.
You know,
He got his stimulus epidural.
my stimulus.
Damn. That's fucked up.
Yeah, but you get kind of addicted to that lifestyle. Like the first time you do like a 30-day stay, like going outside is like cars are scary. It's like leaving prison, dude. It's
Yeah.
And you get very
they keep you in there for a month?
Yeah. And you just like you fall in line with the regimen. Like I got like like the first day you're there, you're like, I can't believe I got to hand my piss to some like hot like Armenian nurse. By the 10th day, you're like, I filled it up a lot. Like you're like excited to give it to
I
him.
did good today. You see this?
I love how I've never asked for details when you said that you got like whatever back shots.
Yeah, I got back shot. No, I was like,
we just went right to riffing, but I never asked for the further. The fact they kept you there for a month is crazy.
Yeah, they have to. You're under observation. The first time they did it was bad because the hole in my spine didn't close up. So like they sent me home, and if I stood up, I got like headaches that like it wasn't just like my whole body would hurt. So I had to go back, and what they did is they took some of my blood and did what was called a blood patch, where they like put some of your blood back in your spine.
The old blood patch.
To gum it up. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend. I wouldn't do it now. I'm in my 30s now, but
dude, those like
Funny
spinal
that
tap
fixing
things.
Your spine is the same as
Mike.
patching a bike tire.
Yeah.
It's the same.
Same concept, dude.
they just slap a fucking piece of tape on there. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Good for you, man.
Yeah.
You made it out.
Finally,
Yeah. Now you have a podcast.
I had a podcast then,
Oh,
dude.
that would have been a great podcast.
It was
wow.
more.
You're just losing your fucking mind in a car. God, I would watch that.
Well, yeah, it was more successful than this one. Yeah.
Yeah, you guys got to get. You guys are living too high on the hog over here.
I feel like it seems like you should have been doing like Facebook Lives during
Yeah,
that.
that
I feel
seems like a
people are
very
always-
Facebook Live kind of like.
That's when you know that your life is really over.
Have you ever had somebody with somebody who's like at rock bottom Facebook living around you? Dude, one time there was a guy in the green room at Helium, and I was about to go on for my like contest set.
He was Facebook.
And he was Facebook living, black guy, of course. And he was like,
You got a lot of
"Yo."
black. You got a lot of black comments.
It's my theme.
You got black cop afraid of
Yeah.
snakes, white post office lady afraid of
Yeah.
snakes,
Yeah.
black fucking Facebook
Yeah.
liver.
Yeah.
It was
an
the way you said. It was the way
Yeah,
you
you're
said.
like he was a black guy.
Yeah.
Of course.
Well,
It was the of course.
There was a comic in Portland for a little while who was Facebook living in the middle of his divorce, and he would like take Molly and chop wood on Facebook Live.
Take Molly,
that's
awesome.
Oh, what the fuck?
He was wearing like nothing but suspenders.
Do I know?
Yeah,
I know
when
this guy?
white guys
You do. I'm
Facebook
not
live,
gonna
it's
say
sad.
his name or anything.
I
but,
need his name after the pod.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, but it was.
Wait, was he black or white?
White guy?
Okay, see Ben.
I said when
white guys
do it,
can do it
it's
too. Okay,
creepy. Yeah, I remember during the pandemic.
I was doing
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
But
Oh,
I
yeah.
was doing it with a laptop. Dude,
It
the
was by
guys
choice.
who who do it are always right here. It's like an up nose view. They're like, anyways, that bitch took everything for me.
Yeah, that is who I was talking about.
I'd jump in your Facebook Live sometimes.
It's the only thing that got me going. I paid my rent the first month of fucking
from Facebook Live.
People were donating.
Damn.
Oh, for real?
Oh.
Damn.
Oh yeah, I paid my rent that month because people were like so bored. This was like early days of the pandemic.
Yeah.
And people were like, well, this only lasts like a month or two, so like whatever, this guy's doing something for us. So yeah, people would donate. And then as the pandemic people were like, oh, I'm gonna need this money. I'm out of a job now. Yeah, because it was kind of that first month was like a vacation. People were like, oh, this
nice.
rules.
Yep.
Everybody's getting money, and everybody's like, this is fine. And then like people were like, oh, goddamn, this is horrible now.
Yeah.
I think what was weird about COVID is for all its shittiness, it was weird for the entire world to be going through kind of the same thing.
Right.
Like, when's the last time that there's been something that everybody on the planet could kind of relate to?
And look how peaceful those times were. Every American city was on fire,
Dude.
But yes, we were going through it at the same time.
In East LA, they would shoot fireworks at the LAPD copters. That was like my biggest memory of COVID.
Yeah.
Dude, a comic on the show last night had a COVID joke. I was like, I thought we were done with these. What do we do? Like, that's for 4 years.
Say the N-word or something.
Do something, dude. I mean, fucking A. COVID jokes now, it's kind of wild to still do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah. It was it was an interesting time.
It's also interesting too because there's like objectively these are the craziest like topical times, like just what's going on in the news and COVID. But then with comedy, no one wants to hear any of the shit that's going on because we're just getting so much of it.
Yeah, definitely. It's kind of cringe to be topical right now.
But if you would have just told somebody like a comic 20 years ago what was all going on, they'd be like, oh, you have so much material for jokes and shit. But it's like, oh no, we can't talk about any of that stuff because nobody wants to hear it.
Yeah.
It sucks.
And I'm not complaining. Like, I don't want to talk about it. I think it's funny.
Yeah, you got snakes to talk about.
Yeah, I can't make them funny. I feel like when I start talking about them, people get uncomfortable.
You don't need to. This is what you don't understand. You don't need to make it funny. It is if you just talk about it the way you talk about it, it's funny, man. Like your genuine perspective, like just what you're doing on its face, hilarious.
Yeah.
I'm glad I'm a joke to you. No, I'm just kidding. I just don't know how to do it on stage. I'm talking about in conversation, it's funny, but on stage, people are like, okay, this is just. Especially at the open mic level, I feel like it's like this is just a guy with snakes who put his name on the list. You know?
Yeah. We're not doing any.
This guy stopped blinking for 3 minutes. Talking about species, dude.
Yeah, this guy. I mean, the first thing sounded like a joke, but now he just seems like he really cares what he's talking.
Yeah, you gotta get it off your chest, bro.
Yeah.
Nah, man. The snakes. I'm doing better now. Far less medical studies in my life.
Yep.
Good for you, brother. We're proud of you.
Thank you.
We really were worried about you for a second. I just met you, but I was very deeply disturbed.
That's what everybody said. I was like, I didn't. When I was doing it, I had no idea how weird it was. I was like, my ticket came in. Dude.
Wait, so how did you end up in the position where you're like, yo, dude, I'm kind of like down on my luck? Like, obviously, like something must have happened.
I moved to LA, and then I was living with friends, and then like they all wanted to move into this much nicer apartment, and I didn't want to get a place on my own, and I also liked living with them, and I just moved into a place that I could not afford, to the point where they were like, yeah, man, you're not paying rent, you gotta go. So I was like, fair enough. I was like, I put my fucking bindle on my shoulder and I like pouted all the way to my car, like, surely they'll let me back. But no, they were like, live in your car, dude.
You put your stuff in a checkerboard handkerchief on a stick?
Yeah, exactly, yes. Yeah. And then I was just like driving Postmates, living in my car, doing comedy when I could, which was not very often. And then I started donating plasma, which is like
this is like one of those, you know how like the like kind of hack joke was like, men will do anything before therapy, and it's just like you're kind of living that. It's just like, bro, you're like, I gotta stay on the comedy grind. It's like, no, bro, you need a basic 9-to-5 job and some fucking stability in your life.
Well, the thing that was tough was like
it's like the dream has to stay alive. It's like the dream is dead, bro. It's actively dead.
Believe I accepted that the dream but this also wasn't that long of I wasn't in my car for like that long. Like I was down on my
But it sounds like when the car thing happened, you were like, I guess everything else should go bad. Because
But also,
are these two different periods where you're doing the drugs and the medical studies?
No. So no. The drugs. Well, the drugs was just like before. Like the drugs was like in Baltimore, and like when I first, like the drugs were like a part of my like early 20s.
Okay.
And then I was living in my car. The medical studies got me. They got me out of my car.
They got you out of your
saved
car.
my life.
Yeah.
That was when he was getting his shit together.
It was like, and when you sign up for a medical study, they're like, "You're not homeless, right?" I'm like, "No way, dude. I'm not." I had to get mail sent to like a friend's house. I was like, "I live in a house, dude." And then
I love the idea of somebody like checking in with you and they're like, "How are you doing? Last time I saw you, you were like fucked up on drugs." And you're like, "I'm getting my shit together. I'm part of this medical study." They're
dude.
giving me spinal tap.
it literally was like when I got it, in my head, I was like, I have turned my life around.
Yeah.
I was like, I got hired at like a law firm. Is how I felt.
As the needle was sliding between your vertebrae, you're like, this is being an adult.
I think there was a period in time where I'm like, I think I'll just do this forever.
Yeah.
Because there are people who do. The other people in the medical study, they're like, some of them are in like their 50s and 60s.
Lifers, we call them.
They call themselves lifers, and they do a thing where like they get done with one study and they immediately fly to a different state to do like another study.
They show you their back. There's just like a bunch of holes, like a dartboard.
Yeah, I mean, some of these guys you could like see where it's like, oh, okay, like you can see on my arms, like my, I look like I got like these track marks
Battle
from like so many needles going into. That's from like plasma donations and all that stuff. You know?
It would be super cool to just like lie and have been a heroin addict and just tell people I donated plasma.
I was
to
actually
science.
making sure your drugs are safe. Piece of shit. Show some respect to a fucking soldier, dude. Yeah, there should be like, you guys should get like a Veterans Day. There should be like a day where it's like, hey man, let's not forget about the people who've donated their bodies to science.
Plasma Day.
Yeah.
Because some of those drugs too, like would like the side effects were crazy. I had some like hallucinations in that place.
Yeah.
Like on the anti-schizophrenia.
I'm
medicine.
sure. I mean, yeah, but they know that's gonna happen.
Definitely.
Yeah.
They know. I mean, yeah, that's why they're
the
paying you
point.
11 grand.
If you think about it, though, America was kind of built on like men avoiding therapy, like what you're talking about. That whole just like, well, I just got to keep chasing the. That's really what it.
It's not like I achieved anything. Though,
that is the American
you know?
dream. Is just committing, and then some people burn out, and then some people commit hard enough that they like their restaurant doesn't go out of business.
Yeah, you're like, look, we could stop killing these Chinese people for this railroad, but that would be giving up the grind. So we need to keep going.
Yeah,
We need to keep blowing them up. Yeah.
We need a think tank. This one. Yeah. What about dynamite?
Yeah. Are you guys into the hustle and grind culture online? Those are the videos I watch a lot.
I love those guys, man.
I'm a big like, I don't know. They just really
There's the one guy, the one really like famous guy who's just like like young kind of guy, finance bro.
Yeah, there's that guy, but it's like weird. It's weird that somehow developed on the internet where it was just like, okay, so there's just a bunch of guys who are going to lie to you about how much money they have.
Oh yeah. Wait, have you heard of Wes Watson, I think? He was like locked up in California prison for a long time and got out, and now he just yells at, like, he gets dudes to pay him like crazy amounts of money, and then he just yells at them about being like a pussy and talks about how much money he's
It's
got.
like Get Scared Straight program.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's cool.
But it's just,
At least he went to prison.
yeah.
Some of these guys, it's like, what the fuck have you even done in your life? They're like, I did a direct marketing B2B business, and now I'm like an alpha male. It's like, dude,
Oh yeah, like,
fuck off.
you know who the first one of those guys was? I feel like was Ty Lopez. Do you know who?
Yeah,
He was
definitely.
like the OG.
Who's Ty Lopez?
He's the guy who would he'd rent a bunch of Ferraris and then make like a Facebook video,
Load his garage up with him, just like, yeah.
And be
Oh,
like, this is
yeah.
how I made, and it's just
There's a place that I read about where it's in LA, and it's like somebody like made this studio space, and they built out like a replica private jet interior.
Oh, that's
so
awesome.
influencers can go and take pictures and be like, yeah, it's the lifestyle I'm leading, you ain't leading my life. And then it's just like they're just like in Hollywood, just like taking, like they just do a photo shoot.
Yeah, that's all. I mean, I might do that.
we're becoming like, you know how in China they have just warehouses and it's just like girls in front of tiny backdrops like streaming all
Yeah.
day. Have you
Oh,
seen
yeah,
that? We're on our way to that.
Yeah, it's so fucking sad now, just like how many people do this shit.
Yeah, it's kind of funny.
I
though.
love people who do it, who like are obviously like you get a lot of like delusional people in this who are like wannabe. What do you call those guys? Like motivate. I follow this guy that I went to high school with, who like
Oh, he's like on the low. He's like an open micro version of it.
He has like 30 followers, and he's like insisting.
That's dope.
That's way funnier though.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
It's so funny, and he's talking about like how he made his first million. He's talking about how many all his clients who love him, and it's like there's no comments on the video. Nobody has seen it. He's shirtless in like a studio apartment. It's
I love that. That's like a fun like
Mid-shape.
Andy Kaufman idea of
Yeah.
just being like. Well, that's kind of what Connor O'Malley is doing.
Yes.
He's like some of those guys that he does are just like.
Oh, and what's the guy? Sometimes he dresses up like the Joker and goes out. And
Oh, Dan Henschnell. He's the man.
Yeah. It's kind of what he does. Too.
Yeah.
It's a similar. It's not exactly the same.
But this is a real guy.
But that's sadder that it's like a guy who's like he's just lying to nobody.
Yeah, and it actually devolved into like it's incredible to watch it because like he did seem at one point to be part of like some kind of like real estate company.
Sure.
And he used to like wear clothes, and then it's devolved into like just like schizophrenic.
He probably quit that job and was like, I'm doing my own thing now.
This is skilled labor, all right?
Yeah.
I can take my shirt off.
He the last video I saw of his, he was explaining how if you get yourself down to like a strictly like a grain and bean diet,
I was about to say they always have a diet.
it's a diet thing.
They always have a diet. They have a diet to sell you. They have an exercise regimen to sell you, and they have some kind of like quasi spiritual, like
Yes, yes.
energy thing that they kind of push on people. It's an easy playbook to follow.
Well,
Yeah.
he was insisting that if you change your diet, whatever diet he follows, he's like, it's not uncommon for people to live to be 150 to 170 years old.
Can you imagine if...
He's the man, dude. I love watching his videos.
imagine if...
Zero research, zero knowledge. Never read a book about any of this shit. He's like, I'm shirtless in a studio apartment in Culver City, and I just want to let you know that I have the secret to anti-aging.
I'll tell you what, if I didn't go to medical studies,
Live forever.
no. Oh yes, this
Yeah.
Brian, that guy, yeah.
Dude, have you seen like his core body temperature is 93.7 every day when he wakes up now.
Whoa.
Yeah, dude. He's a dead guy.
He is a blood boy, right? He gets blood infusions from his son.
Yes,
He calls him
yes.
his blood boy.
Oh yeah.
legit vampire shit.
Yeah, dude. He's another guy who never blinks.
Imagine if all
He's gonna
those
get
guys
hit by a car.
Imagine if all those guys are right though, and then in 150 years, they're all still alive. It's just a bunch of like broy Galapagos tortoises.
Let them have it then. At that
Yeah,
point, dude, I don't
exactly.
give a
Yeah.
fuck. We'll be dead.
Yeah.
We'll have lived a cooler life. All they do is take pills every day.
Yeah.
They have to take like 100 pills every day.
He spends, but it's like being, he spends most of his time like hooked up to like IVs.
So what the fuck is the point of that? It's like, what's the point of living then? You're just like, you're trying to. There's a Pat Bersher has this really funny
Love
joke about
Pat Bersher,
how
dude.
he's like
So funny.
How they like keep trying to extend life, but it's like they're extending the worst part, like they're extending the end of it. It's it's just like adding a bunch of crust to a pizza. He's like, we want more pizza.
Yeah.
We don't want all the fucking crust at the end.
Pat Bersher is kind of like a nervous Dewey Sam Kinison.
Yeah.
Like it always like.
But he has like smart ideas.
No, but he gets to such a good point and then
Yeah.
starts like screaming,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like that joke is very much like go move where the food is.
Yeah,
but it's
yeah,
like
yeah.
a
Right, yeah.
different
Yeah.
version.
Yeah, it's very good. But also if it's the guy I'm thinking about who's trying to live forever, is this the same guy who they do the biological age thing?
Yes.
Where they're like,
He's like,
I'm 35, but I'm actually 28, and it's like, what does that even mean? Like, what
Yeah.
does that mean?
Yeah.
And then he looks 40.
he doesn't
Yeah.
look
He
good.
they never look like vibrant.
I will say there is one guy who I think that guy got the idea from, he's like the CEO of some tech company, and he's 82 and he looks 42. It's actually scary.
Wow.
I gotta
That's
look up,
probably testosterone.
probably, but he also claims to do all this shit also. So
What about-
he has like taught, like he's got no wrinkles. It's scary.
What
And
about what about just turning black so you don't cry?
There we go.
Fan.
What if you had a big?
All I'm saying.
What if you had a big black dick? I feel like the snake thing for you is some weird penis thing that you got
All I'm
going on.
saying
Like,
is-
I actually have 15 big black dicks in my room right now. Like, I
We
mean
should be-
snakes. I mean they're snakes.
I'm breeding them.
Yeah, I'm breeding them.
I
we
pick
should-
them up
we
and
should
kiss them
be-
every night before
Yeah,
bed.
I love you. I wish I was you. I wish you were attached to my body.
God, I wish snakes could spit in my
Yeah,
mouth.
yeah. I
All I'm
wish a
saying
bunch
is-
of big black snakes could spit in my little white mouth.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
What
what if
if-
this was just a weird slave cuckold fantasy for you?
All I'm saying, I have a point, and it's
I have a point. I want to be black.
Indignant Ben.
Yeah, what's your
what's
your point?
what is Rachel Dolezal's biological age? Has it gone down?
Why would it go
Because she
down?
tans?
Because black don't crack. Is there science behind black don't crack? all
Yes,
I'm
there
saying.
is. It's called melanin.
Hey,
Yes,
this
there
is-
is a science on it.
this
It's
is
melanin count.
I thought this was a think tank. I'm sorry. I'm just
My
trying to
hot
find
take about Rachel
solutions.
Dolezal is she did some good things, man. She
Yeah.
was she was at some point it's like she has 2 black sons. She slid to home plate. Like
Yeah.
let her have it, man.
I have a screenshot of her tits on my phone still. I don't know why.
Oh, wait, yeah. Did she do OnlyFans?
Yeah,
She did. Actually, I saw her feet pics.
Someone leaked them.
I just
Wasn't
screenshot.
trying
Yeah,
to.
yeah. Somebody leaked
We
it.
used to have a friend from Spokane.
The nipples are pink. That's how you know.
Right.
Yeah, we used to have a friend from Spokane when she was the head of the NAACP.
Yeah.
In Spokane, and he was talking about growing up. Everybody used to make jokes about how like Rachel Dolezal wasn't really like a black lady; she was a white lady with a spray tan, and it was like a bad thing to say. Like you used to get in trouble with teachers for saying.
Oh,
that kind of
shit.
Yeah.
And they were so sometimes racism is right.
Yeah,
that's what you're saying.
That was the original lab leak.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jon Stewart went on Colbert and he was like, "Look, Rachel Dolezal is a white woman."
She's a white lady.
It's funny because that was like, it's so sad because this was like pre-pandemic and that's such an innocent story now.
Yeah.
It's like, oh,
Yeah.
she wanted to work for the NAACP and
Yeah.
she tanned a little bit. That's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's my thing is like
Now
she,
it's just, I mean, God, like the news is so much worse. Like it's just like, God, we've gotten so dark now. It's like that would have been a kind of a good story.
That
to
would have
have
been.
today.
You know how they have
Let
a
her
little
come
segment,
back, dude.
They'll have a little segment of like, here's a cheerful story for the week.
A white woman was caught being a black lady
Yeah.
working for the NAACP. It's like good
And that's
news,
your palate.
Frank.
Yeah, that's your palate cleanser.
Yeah.
No, I cause she was like an upstanding member of the community. She was in with the community, dude.
Yeah, she was at the cookout.
She was fully at the cookout.
She was at the cookout.
Invited herself.
Yeah, she-
Well, that is you have to infiltrate the cookout these
Oh, yeah.
days. You know, maybe I'll be black. Ben, I think you were onto something, dude.
I'll say it because we're all thinking it.
Yeah.
No,
I did. I used to be able to get away with some racial ambiguity when I was really tan. I could pass for East LA if I'm not opening my mouth. People call me Mijo. You know.
Yeah.
There's some
I think it's the
question there.
mustache.
It is. I have a shitty mustache. My mustache is somewhere
Your
between.
mustache is great.
Yeah,
Oh,
what are you
thanks.
talking about?
That
It's
was a
thick.
compliment.
Oh,
You
I-
got a thick mustache.
Yeah, you got a
dude.
thickie.
I'm not good with
It's your
compliments.
beard that is not
My
great.
beard is bad, dude. My beard
It
sucks.
really just peters out
It
up here.
peters out.
What
And-
happened?
and I thought
it's
it-
thick underneath.
Let me tell you something. I said we have a big interview. I was like, should I shave the beard? I was so nervous. We've got Jake Silberman on.
Yeah.
And I was hoping to God he wouldn't say anything,
Oh,
but he did. No, it's
yeah.
all right.
Nick turns into Trump when he gets
No,
defensive.
no. I'm not
I
trying
got
to
the
be Trump.
best beard. It's
We
a
had a
good
big
beard.
interview. People love the beard.
It's only because I looked in the mirror and then I was like, should I shave the beard? I didn't shave the
The
beard.
idea that you would change anything about yourself for me coming on your
Gay.
podcast
You're the
is so.
first gay.
Oh, okay,
What a
yeah.
gay loser.
I was like, dude, if I have any weight in your head, please let that go right
No,
now.
it's also because we're filming it and we're gonna
Okay.
put that on video. Normally, I usually look like shit when I'm recording a podcast. I don't even shower.
This
you
is
know?
this is your good day. I love that. This
Yeah.
is your good day.
Almost one color like a
You have
Dr.
a top
Seuss
that they wore in
character.
the Matrix. That's
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
Well,
You're on the
at least-
Nebuchadnezzar right now with that fucking top, bro.
Yeah, dude. Yeah,
At
it's
least
bad.
yours grows in the right places. Like mine only grows on the.
No,
like,
you have yours is good.
if I grew mine out, I would look like a
No,
like
yeah,
a
yours, like,
Victorian
connects.
Yours goes all the way.
East India Company, like
Yeah.
mutton chops. I don't get anything on the front of my.
Your brother gets like that safari.
My brother
beard.
looks
He
like
gets
an IDF soldier, so-
Yeah,
Oh,
he's-
his
he's,
beard does the kind of.
He just got a full black bushy.
Yeah, yeah.
I need
yeah.
to borrow like
We're like twins, you know, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Danny DeVito, but
Yeah.
with like Ashkenazi genes.
Oh, crazy.
But no, like he looks Middle Eastern.
Yeah,
Like not
whoa.
even like.
His brother looks like the Middle Eastern boxer version of him.
Also,
his brother's like jacked and bald.
Oh, crazy.
Shout out to my brother. His restaurant just got a Michelin star. He's
Nice,
a sous
yeah.
chef at a restaurant in
Hell
Austin.
yeah.
and
Jonah
just-
rules.
Yeah, he just got a Michelin
He's gonna be
star.
here next week, right?
Yeah, he is.
In Austin, where is it?
He lives in Austin. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, and the restaurant's in Austin. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Good for your brother, bro.
Yeah, it's crazy though, because like when we lived in Portland, I moved out there originally with him, and he lived for the first year with me, and I saw him like get into cooking originally, and it was just so bad. It was just like he would get really excited about like burrata. He made burrata once.
Wait,
and
how
it
old
was,
is he?
like,
How old was he when he started cooking?
When we moved to Portland, I was 18. He was 21.
Oh, okay.
So
yeah.
now he's like 30.
Yeah.
So he's done. Like he went to culinary school, and now he's like a master chef.
Wow.
Whatever.
Good for
It's
him.
just cool. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. He lived
And
with
I
us
have
for 6
snakes.
months, and he used to like cook us like spiced lamb and
Yeah.
shit like that.
Oh,
it was
man.
cool.
He was getting. I don't know. You wouldn't want me to say all this shit, but
well, wait, should you?
no, I'm not gonna. But I was just. He was. Yeah. good dude.
Jesus.
And look, as long as I
What
don't
the
have to
fuck
edit.
did he do? Yeah.
No, he just like so he went. When,
Ben, can you
I'll
tell
just
this?
say it. I'll just
Okay,
say it.
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Well, when he was he got out of a relationship and was like getting on the apps again and using his cooking powers for evil.
Oh yeah.
He was making
yeah.
souffles for all the Tinder girls, and it was just. I think he was batting like 99 out of 100.
You know what though? No, that's not a. He learned a
that's,
skill.
What the fuck?
That's
yeah,
real.
God, you made it sound like he was drugging women.
That's why I wanted to say it because I
God
realized
damn,
I made
dude,
it sound
you built
worse.
that up to like, yeah, my brother was a sex crime.
It'd be one thing if he was pretending, saying he was a chef, and then just hitting them with a brick.
You're saying that women like to fuck guys who can make food? Yeah.
He'd make a souffle and he'd be like, look, watch it rise, and then they'd bend down and he'd be behind him with like a nail gun.
Yeah.
Just burning a salad in a pan.
Yeah.
Damn. Well,
That's-
good for him.
Dude, I was telling Zach, I saw I do have to be careful what I say about this. I saw a woman I haven't been on the dating apps in forever. I saw a woman use Tinder last night, like from her side of it. This is like, so
I was standing in her yard.
well, no. So we have my girlfriend's friend is staying with us for the weekend.
Naked, covered in mud.
Yeah.
I was hanging from a
Swipe right. Swipe right on that boy. Swipe right on that boy.
Yeah, night vision goggles, everything. You know?
Yeah.
No, we have a friend staying with us, and she like just got out of a relationship, so she like downloaded Tinder. Like she was like, I'll swipe. She's not from Chicago. She's like, I want to see what Chicago guys are like. And dude,
That's you want to get dick down in Chicago. I want to see what Chicago guys are like.
Yeah.
dude, it was fucking breaking. Like it was killing me because she swiped on this guy. They matched and they started talking, and like having a good conversation, and then she goes, I shouldn't be on Tinder, I shouldn't be doing this, and she just unmatched the guy. I was like, you'll kill him, don't do that.
Oh yeah, she doesn't know.
I was like,
This guy, you're like the guy had a gun in his mouth. He was like, "Oh my god, a woman is talking to me," and then she unmatched. He goes, "Fuck it." Yeah,
he's gonna think about it he's gonna try to diagnose what he did wrong.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that's
and
like,
she just had a flippant thought, like, you know what? No, this isn't for me right now.
yeah. That was
Brutal.
for me. It was enlightening to be like, oh yeah, I swipe in like a dark room, and like women are doing it like as a gag at a party. I was like, good luck, good God. Man.
Yeah, that's brutal. Fuck, that poor guy out there.
Also,
Yeah.
I don't know if they realize that we're all just lying about our like political. Like I'm liberal or whatever, but I'm not like like every girl on Tinder is
Ben,
like
I have to ask,
must be a cab, must be radical.
No,
far
these are
left.
women that you attract.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm working on it. I don't know.
Yeah. Snake tattoo comedian bartender guy has to say ACAB.
Yeah.
You dress a little differently, you get a haircut.
Although,
You'll be doing.
It's not just them though. It's literally. It used to just be them. Now it's across the board. Every woman is like only radical leftists or whatever. And what I think they don't realize is that dudes, how easy it is for us to just put what we believe about the world aside in terms of trying to get laid. Like I think
Yes.
that the way women meet each other, it's like, oh yeah, the
I'll
things I
tell
believe.
any woman any lies.
It's true. I mean, well, and we're talking about dating apps, like
Sure.
how hard it is from the guy side of it. You really think that like you get a bite after hours of like swiping, and that you're like, oh well, our political ideologies don't really match up. It's like, no, dude, this guy is hungry and just caught a fish.
Sure.
He's not gonna throw it back because it's voted for Kamala.
This is such a wild thing. I'm a liar, and I think about fucking like hunting prey.
That's all I'm saying. I have 9 snakes in my room,
Yeah.
and this podcast. The fact that I have sex at all, I think,
Yeah.
is a statement to my
if a
loins.
woman makes it into your room, she's trapped.
It's
You're
an
like,
obstacle course of red flags, but you know,
no sudden moves. You sit there and you're going to do everything that I want. Otherwise, I'm opening these drawers.
yeah.
Yeah, are you cleaning up here in Chicago? You doing well for yourself?
Dude, I watched Ben just like get a girls. We were out at like a bar, and this girl came over and was like, seemed a little loopy, and I was like,
Sounds
Those
perfect
are the
for
ones
him.
I get. I do well with
he
loopy.
sealed the deal immediately.
Offer meds, fucking wander around the city, not knowing where to go.
Yeah.
Hey,
Oh
hey.
yeah, that election was fucked up.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Yeah, ACAB, whatever.
And Ben's in with the mommies, dude. Ben's got like MILFs on deck. waiting
Oh
for-
really? Oh, that's
Oh,
who you're.
yeah, dude.
That's who you're
Yeah,
doing.
because it is funny that Ben's
I mean-
talking like this about his experience on Tinder, like he's doing something like he's like finessing and all this. Because really, like every sexual encounter you have, you come back from like you got molested. Like I think I love her. Like you're lost in the woods and you keep getting touched by these ladies and you show up
Yeah.
just wide eyed and afraid.
Well, basically, women are evil liars. And you know what was really funny one time that I remember, and this was just like a comedy moment where I just respected you a lot. You were at Helium, and it was like full, and I forget the full context, but what you said, like, you just said I hate women at one point, and it crushed in Portland, and I was like, all this stuff that like on the open mic level, there'd be like open micers talking to each other, be like, yeah, it's so hard, like people get so like, and then just you were, yeah, it's like no, people will laugh at you.
Oh,
They just
yeah.
have to understand.
Yeah,
yeah.
dude. Also, Portland, like the audience in Portland was fine. It was the comics that sucked.
Exactly. Yeah.
The comics were way more like they were way worse about policing jokes and like if you ran into a bad audience, you just were like, all right, whatever, I'll do better next time. But comics in Portland became so like high and mighty about everything.
Well, that really clicked for me after the pandemic, where I realized, like, oh, if I just like back my shit, I can literally say whatever I want in these audiences. Or
They don't
like,
care. They're
like, they don't
there to
fucking
see a
care.
show.
They're
Half of
normal
them
people,
drove out from
you know?
Beaverton or Vancouver.
Yeah, they're not. Also, there is like a secret little like you're right. Like I fucking
Yeah.
hate this town.
Oh,
like
yeah.
there's so much of that in Portland where they're like everybody became exhausted with how over the top it had to present itself as. So
Yeah.
people were like, dude, yeah, talk shit about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Talk mad shit.
It's like, yeah, the young idealist people who moved there to start a family, and now they have like an open air drug market on their lawn, and they're
Yeah, they
like,
spent-
all right, I want to hear what this guy has to say.
yeah.
I was hoping that would happen to LA when I was there because I moved to LA as like a liberal person and like
That's
people
what happens.
people would look at me like I was like a fucking MAGA guy for my jokes and I was like this is insane.
I moved to Portland, Oregon as like a gung ho, like hated Republicans because I grew up around here and I grew up around like conservative Jews and like other
Right.
like just suburban bullshit. And me and my friends went to Whole Foods and got yerbas, and so we thought we were like hippies. And then I moved to Portland and I was like, oh no, like both sides are poisoned.
yeah.
And now
Yeah,
I'm
Portland became exhausting after a while. It
Yeah.
became so fucking exhausting that it was just like not fun to be around most of the comics, I thought.
yeah.
But it was
Has it
nice.
gotten worse? Have you been back? Because I haven't been back in
I've
a
been
year
back
and a half.
I filmed the special there, and then I was just back at the like end of August, beginning of September. But now I just do when I go back there, I do shows that I know are going to be good, and I don't do any open mics.
'Cause that's
I
what I
have
was
no
gonna ask
interest
you.
in like dropping back into the scene and being like, oh hey, big guy, I used to like the guy in high school, like I used to go to this fucking school. Like I do my shows, I hang out with the people I want to hang out with, and then I get the fuck out. Like I have no interest in. Because there's certain people I don't want to see, and there's just like open micers that I kind of met when I was there who were really weird, and I was like, oh god.
And
like,
now they're like kind of running.
yeah, they
shit.
kind of run shit.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I'm cool off of any of that.
Yeah,
I don't
that's-
need to be.
That's kinda how
I don't need to prove anything to those people.
That's kind of how I felt when we were like leaving. Is that like, oh, the people who are in line to take over are like, it's like this is going to be a new era of. I don't know. I haven't been back, so I can't say anything. But
I don't know. I went back in August.
had
I
a
think
good time.
I think like right before you did it, and it was fun. I was there for like 4 or 5 days, and like I just don't. I think it's probably gonna be like a year or two before I go back again. It's just like not like I just don't feel a need. To
No, there
do
is no
it,
need.
you
Like,
know?
what would be the only reason I go back to Portland is for the club.
Yeah.
Like,
and yeah,
For real, and
like,
I
there's no
ops.
reason to like be like, oh, I need to do bar shows in Portland. Like, I don't give a shit about that.
I would.
like-
I want to go back and do Doe and see Lance and them.
Yeah, that's cool. It like and just like I don't know, like Sam just had a kid. You
Yeah,
know what
we
I
gotta
mean? I'd be
FaceTime
going
him.
back to see him
Sure.
and meet his kid and stuff. But like, I don't know. I think he's got family, or his wife's got family in Indiana.
Yeah, I talked to him last night.
Yeah,
And he was like, they're gonna come out here.
Probably see him out here before I see
Yeah,
him.
you realize most
You know?
people in your old scene, you're like, I actually didn't give a fuck about them. There's actually 5 people I still communicate
Yeah,
with, and
I
the
can
rest
count
of
it
the
on
people who
one
I was
hand.
friends
Yeah.
with, I was just like, oh yeah, you actually completely dropped out of my life when I left.
Yeah.
And like, there's a lot of people like I'd still like love and would love to see and shit, but I want them to come out here and I want them to do shit with me out here. I don't really
Yeah.
want to go back there, you know.
I
Like,
spent 9 years in Portland. I don't really need much more time there.
yeah.
I spent 8 years, but I didn't do comedy for the first 3.
Yeah.
So
It's
similar amount of
It's a
time.
place.
Yeah, it was good for me at the time. I think it was a good scene to start doing comedy in. Kind
It
of
was,
perfect.
yeah.
But yeah, I didn't even move there because I wanted to move to Portland. Me and my brother were just like, it was the only place on the West Coast we could afford, and
Yeah.
then I just stayed there for 8 years. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, no, going back to your hometown scene is especially when you I think there's one person that I know in Baltimore who I started with, and it's,
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm sure now half the Portland scene would not know who I was. It's changed so much that it's even in a couple years since leaving, there's I see show posters and I'll text friends. I'm like, who is this person? And they're like, oh yeah, they just started.
Yeah.
They're they work at the club. They're the worst comic you've ever seen, but they're featuring now, and we all have to pretend that they're good, or else they'll yell at us. So yeah.
Yeah.
I've had that experience of going back and not people don't realize that you used to do it there, and so a newer, and I did this to people too, but a newer comic would be like, hey, good stuff, man, and I'm like, I know, thank you.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Joe John. I'm scared.
Yeah.
We can edit that.
Yeah.
Oh, do I have to? All right, I'll edit
believe that.
All right,
Yeah.
okay, fine, I'll edit that one. What's the timestamp on that, Zach?
Sorry.
Exactly an hour.
Oh, nice. All right. Well, hey, also, you want to bring this in for a landing, guys?
Yeah, we
Nice.
can do it.
I did want to talk about your special because I did really enjoy it.
Oh, thank you.
And I
Yeah.
gotta tell you, I liked watching it, but the way I enjoyed it even more is I was listening. I just put it on.
Yeah.
Because it was honestly, man, it was taking me back to just the era of comedy CDs.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, albums I think are better than specials.
By far.
It's actually more. It's very weird to say, and I don't think a lot of people understand this because being the best way to see comedy is live in the showroom, and there's no other way to beat that. And we have the special now because everything is video, and that's how people consume information now, is video only. But listening to a comedy album actually mimics more of the live comedy experience than watching it, because now when you watch it, you're watching a comic being watched by people, and you're watching that. Whereas if you're listening to it, your brain almost is I'm kind of in the audience.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah, no,
I'm kind of getting what's going on here. Your brain is putting these pictures together more, and unfortunately, that medium is just dead now.
And also, don't get me, the video is great. You're hilarious on stage. Your physicality is
Thank
great.
you.
But
yeah,
but
I get what you're saying.
It.
I have the exact same opinion. I'm albums used to be so much more fun to listen to than. I mean, most specials suck to watch.
Yeah.
Definitely.
They're overproduced. I still don't understand this need to do them in these theaters where the laughter is not banging. I watched, and I
a
love.
huge thing.
I'm a huge Nate Bargatze fan, but I hosted for Nate when he was really ramping up to film his first big hour, The Tennessee Kid, and it was probably one of the hardest I've ever seen somebody crush at Helium. He was slaughtering this crowd, and I was this is insane. I never seen any, and I worked with some killers, and he was just mowing them down. But then he filmed it in this huge theater, and I was bro, the laughs you should have filmed it that night at Helium.
We had the same thing with Soder. We saw Soder at Helium.
Yeah,
Probably
yeah.
the hardest I've ever seen someone crush.
Yeah.
No letting up the whole time, just killing for an hour
You
and a half.
saw the special he filmed there?
Well,
no.
Well, then he dropped his special.
That was filmed at Helium.
No, not that one.
Not that one.
This was the one before. It was.
Okay.
Son of Boy Dad.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Oh, Son of Gary. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and then the special came out, and it was the same jokes, and it was the same thing.
But
It
it's
was just
a bigger
room.
venue, and it's very slick, and it's you lose the there's a visceral feeling to comedy that when you're in the room, especially a club where it's tight. Yeah, the wall, there is an environment that it needs, and when it's I just don't, and I get some of these guys are filming them in 5,000 seat theaters,
Or Bill Burr at Red Rocks. thing.
Rocks, and it's just a very weird. It's dude, you're making tons of money, but the one night you film a special is that you're actually filming. You're putting out a product that's actually meant to be watched by people not in front of you,
Right.
You're filming something that people at home could watch. So it's It would be so great if there was a trend where like that's why I like Kinane. He does all his at clubs.
Yep.
Yeah.
He just finds a new club and he's like, all right, I'll do it at Acme or I'll do it at fucking Wise Guys.
Or Scoville. I don't know if you like Rory Scovel.
I love Scovel.
But like,
Yeah.
I mean, his Rory try to stand up for the first time is one of my favorites. And that one was in like a low ceiling like comedy club.
Yeah, and Live Without Fear was amazing.
Well, and going back to albums, Dilation was one of his. I used to listen to that album all the time before they took it off Spotify, and also like the Mitch Hedberg albums.
Or
like,
fucking Skanks for the Memories.
Yeah,
I mean,
of
dude,
course.
I've listened to every road trip when I was in the van. I was like, all right, I guess I'll listen to Skanks for the Memories again.
Yeah.
Fucking
And
the
then,
San Francisco Norm album. Is
Yeah.
Oh my
favorite
God, yeah.
Thing of
Is that the
all
one
time.
like the one like good Norm stand up?
Me doing stand-up?
Me doing stand up. Yeah. That one.
The one where he does the news.
One of my
Oh,
favorite.
yeah.
So
That-
good.
That bit has like maybe like one of the bits that like influenced me more than anything. It's like
Yeah.
that joke, man.
Perfect.
But Hedberg too. It's like if you wanted to go watch Hedberg kill, like you can't really find a special of him. I mean, the only
No, his
special
Comedy
he
Central
has.
special, he bombs.
Yeah, he sits down in the middle
Yeah.
because he's just trying to get through it. But it's if you listen to Mitch Altogether, it's like him drunk killing,
Murder.
like
Yeah.
murdering,
Yeah.
and it's like you hear jokes that you haven't heard before. And I never thought about it like what you're saying, where it feels different, like you're in the audience. But I think that makes a lot of sense.
It's very strange. So yeah, I do agree. I think it's like there's something to that, and I do hope comics start bending more towards filming him like in places where it like makes sense. But I get it. They're also like, well, I could make $100,000 doing this, or I could go do it at like, but you know,
They're different. Your goal is different. Like when you're trying to make money and get
Right.
sell as many tickets as
Right.
possible, that's one goal. But if you're trying to create a piece of art, that's
that's like, hey, this is going to be around.
It
But
definitely feels like we're moving more towards comedy's in a place right now where it feels like everybody's trying to like squeeze as much money out of it as possible, as
Oh, yeah.
opposed to like crafting.
totally, yeah. And it's I don't know where it's an interesting place. It's the most popular it's ever been, but a lot of it sucks.
Yeah, this is what me and Zach talk about every car ride. We're like, what the fuck is going on with
Yeah,
comedy,
a lot of
dude?
it is terrible. But yeah, I'm happy with it. It came out. It's doing its thing, and now it's just fun. It's also fun to be done. I didn't really think about this as much, but it's very fun to be like have jokes that you worked on, and then it's like and you were like release them, and they're done forever, and you don't have to worry about them, and you're like there's like a line, because I don't know, until you put something out, you're always kind of just like, well, I could do that joke tonight. I could do like, there's no like what's stopping you from doing a joke 7 years old? That's 7 years old because it's never been anywhere. But now I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to do the van. Like I'm done with those jokes. Like those jokes have a time and place, and they're there now. So why would I do them again? Yeah. And I like having that. I didn't think I would like it as much, but it really is nice to have like a delineation line. Be like, okay, I used to do those, and now it's like kind of. Now I do these, and I'm working on these new ones, and that's fun. That's like a fun, like just as a person making shit, you're like, oh cool, I get to make new shit that I don't have to carry this fucking Elon joke around doing all, or whatever. Like you just get to be like, it's out there, it's done,
And
I don't
it
have to trip.
forces you to burn those jokes, because when you have a joke that hits really hard, it's
course.
really hard to get yourself to stop doing it unless you have something where it's like, well, somebody might have seen my special and then they're just going to see me repeat jokes. Like,
Right.
it was the same. I used to use the contest in Portland as a way to just like burn.
Yeah,
to
like
stop
I don't
using
do that
jokes.
set
Yeah.
anymore. Yeah, I mean, there should be a point where you're kind of like, I don't know. Just for me, I've realized it's forced me to grow quicker. I think because it's like, cool, I have to kind of start from scratch. There was a few things that I didn't record or I didn't put out that I can use, but for the most part, I'm like starting over, and that's like a fun feeling.
You're still like New York, still home base.
Yeah, but I'm gone a lot.
Do you
I
think
leave
you're
a
going
lot.
to stay living in New York?
I told myself I would do 5 years, and I just hit 2. So
Okay.
I'm gonna do like 3 more at least, and then like kind of reevaluate, because I
Nice.
feel like New York is the first year is basically a wash. You're
Yeah.
just literally treading water. Like I was, at least. Like I didn't know hardly anybody. I moved pretty much with no real connections. And was like, okay. And the first year you get to know people. You're doing horrible open mics. You like think you suck. You kind of do suck, because like you kind of have to figure out the New York audiences. And then year 2, I'm like, all right, I like have some friends. I kind of can do these shows. And it's kind of like you need time to build it, I think. Unless you're coming in with like a real career where you're
Yeah.
like, all right, he's already a headliner. I've seen people come in who like had big followings, and they're like, oh, like within a few months, it's like I got past at the New York Club, I got past at the Stand. But if you don't have those, you're like, I mean, it was
My favorite is
it was starting over for me.
in Pete Holmes Crashing, when it's like a couple months in, he's like sleeping on Sarah Silverman's couch,
Yeah.
and then he's sitting at a table with. But I do think in New York is one of those places where, like in Portland, where we were like, me and Noah kind of started at the open mic level, and by the time we left, we're like hanging out with the people who we thought were at the top when we started. But
Yeah.
if you do that same thing in New York, the people you're hanging out with at the end is like Attell and like who like
They're like the best
right,
comics
yeah.
in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you want to be there to like use that to further your career and just to be it. It has definitely made me better, even just doing shitty open mics, because it's like even at shitty open mics, you like see people are really good, and you're like, oh, okay, like I have to tighten everything up.
Yeah.
So I like that about it. It really, because in Portland, I just like realized like, damn, like I was like, it was so easy for me there. Like I never had to worry about getting booked. Like I just would open up my like, oh, okay, I got a show. Like it's,
Yeah.
I just, it just was what it was. It wasn't like that much competition.
You just dragged your dick around Portland from show to show.
Show to show, baby.
Slung it over your shoulder. You're
All
like,
right,
can I
here
do
we
a
go.
guesty?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's something I feel here too. It's like the ceiling, I like, and floor, like there's way less split space between it here. Like everybody here at least like knows how to do comedy on like a basic
Right.
fundamental
Yeah.
level.
Yeah.
And so that floor being higher puts a little more pressure on you. But,
Totally.
And I just saying this or whatever, like every time I do see you, you're better than the last time
Oh,
I
thanks,
saw
man.
you do stand
I
up.
appreciate
like,
it.
You're I don't, I said I was going to suck your dick or whatever, but yeah, you've always been one of my favorite
Thank you. I
comics,
appreciate it.
and like seeing it get better every time
Yeah.
is fucking cool.
Yeah,
Like,
thanks. Yeah, I mean, that's the goal for everybody, is just like, you hope that it, and it's like, you start to realize the longer I've done it, it's just like, I'm trying, because you'll lose your fucking mind if you try to do the thing where you're like, why am I not getting this or what, and so like now the challenge is just like, how can you live in your little fucking ice cave and just get better on your own, because all the other shit is like, most of it you have no control over. A lot of it is like weird politics shit that you can't control. A lot of it is just like literally you did not meet the right person that night and somebody else did, and they so it's like you can't do most of that shit is, it's outside of your view. The only thing you can control is like what you do on stage, and also having
And
fun.
then you meet the people who have the shit that you dream about having, and you're like, you're gonna kill yourself.
They're miserable, and
Like-
you meet people who I'm like, dude, your life is completely supported by your art, and you still are like mad that your peer got that club weekend, and you like, it's like it never ends, dude.
And then
it
you're
never fucking ends.
giving someone a ride home who was on SNL and Mad TV, and they're asking you to buy them
You gotta
Taco
stop
Bell.
saying stuff we gotta fucking censor, dude. You gotta stop
didn't say
saying
names.
stuff
I didn't
about
say
real
any names.
people that we know,
he
dude.
didn't say a name. It's good.
But there's literally one person in the universe that can apply to.
Well, pray they don't listen to it.
Just leave it. Maybe let's just leave it. But
That's so funny.
I think it's also interesting because like when I started, I felt like I had my eyes set on a certain, like, I don't know if you can relate to this at all, but like when I started, getting on Conan was like in my head like the Golden Gates, like that was like making it. And then I feel
Meaningless.
like a lot of the things I was aiming at have kind of like disappeared or like fragmented, and the world of it has changed. And it's not that I don't want to do it anymore, I just don't know what direction I'm like pointed in necessarily, because I felt like the light at the end of the tunnel has been moving. Like
I think we're gonna look back on this era and be like, damn, the difference between good comics who had a career and good comics who didn't was someone bought a camera earlier.
Yeah. But I feel like you're
Like
one of
that's
those
really
people-
what it is.
Yeah.
Is like that guy bought a camera 3 years earlier and started posting reels, and now he's a millionaire.
Yeah. This
guy's
And this
better
other
at
guy was
talking
really
into the
funny,
mic.
and he died.
Yeah.
He's dead because he didn't post enough reels.
I feel like you're one of those guys that I've kind of used. I feel like no, probably I don't know, but I use you as almost like you're somebody who's like objectively very funny and also is like trying hard at the thing in like, it feels like you got all your eggs in one basket. I got my snakes,
You got the snakes in one bin, dude.
yeah, exactly. I got my plan Bs.
Yeah.
But to me, it's like you have to like make it.
I have to, yes.
Yeah, because
this is literally the darkest thing I've ever heard about my.
You never want to tell somebody they have all their eggs in one basket. That's a bad thing.
Dude, you have to make it is the scariest sentence ever. Yeah, dude, I think you have to make it, or else it is not. No, I mean,
Can I add that I believe in you?
thank you. So far, the world has said no, but
Jake, please, God, be successful.
you have to make it, bro.
It's like watching a horse race, and you know that the horses that don't win are going to get shot after.
You have to win.
But I have put my money on this
Jake,
horse.
thank you so much for doing the podcast.
God
This is
damn.
fantastic.
You have to win.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
All right, guys. We'll see you next week.